Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to Casual Commander. I'm Chris,
And I'm Ryan.
and Tim is not here. Tim is enjoying a gallivanting. I don't know what's the word for like he's like hopping around. I don't know.
Frolicking.
He's frolicking through a European vacation right now.
That
I
bastard.
kid you not, dude. This guy, he he's been sending me Snapchats of him like I'll be in my office at work and I'll get like a Snapchat and he's like, "Look at this beautiful vista." And he just like scrolls across like Italy. And I'm just like, "This I hate you." Like, I'm happy for you that you get this vacation, but also stop it cuz I get like 6 of these a day.
You're supposed to live vicariously through him.
I'm not. I'm not in Italy.
But you feel like it.
I guess. He's sure making me feel something.
Well, at least you get those and feel inspired, I guess.
I almost this morning sent a picture of me like sitting on the toilet in the bathroom of like the wall opposite of me. Here's my view this morning.
And he would know.
He would know. He'd know exactly where I was in my house.
Or you just go out and when it's raining, the heavy downpour, that's when you take the picture. Be like, yeah, you're not getting this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He. God, he's like going to vineyards in Italy. He's in like Asti. Like this guy, I'm happy. Like, give me like that meme or that like that picture of that one kid that's like real grumpy, but it's like
Mhm.
so happy for you. Like that's me. I'm very happy for the man. He's having a great time, but also like take me next time. Anyway, so yeah, so I invited our good friend Ryan to come join, and we figured this week we had some big announcements from the Rules Committee. I guess is what they're referred to, Commander Committee, Commander Rules Committee.
Yeah.
Um, and so we just wanted to talk about them, give our opinions on them, kind of talk through the reasoning from what Gavin and the rest of them said. Obviously, Gavin's taken the bulk, right, of the
The commander
communication.
format
Yeah,
panel.
commander format panel. Um, so the big news is effective April 22nd, so I guess a week ago. 5 cards got unbanned.
5 cards indeed.
Yeah, and several cards got added to the watch list. So the cards that got unbanned were Gifts Ungiven, Sway of the Stars, Braid's Cabal Minion, Coalition Victory, and Panoptic Mirror. So, uh, figured Ryan and I can just talk about each of them, what they do, why they got unbanned, why we think they got unbanned, what Gavin said they got unbanned for, and kind of go through the list.
Hit every right perspective.
That's right. We're the ones that actually matter. When Gavin texted you like, "Yo, should we ban or unban Gifts Ungiven?" What was your response?
I told him that he was on drugs and to calm down.
Well, that's why he unbanned it.
I know, right? He's like, obviously, you're not on the right drugs, and said, let's live life.
There we go. Let's let it rip. So, Gifts Ungiven, 3 and a blue for an instant. Search your library for up to 4 cards with different names and reveal them. Target opponent chooses 2 of those cards. Put the chosen cards into your graveyard and the rest into your hand. Then shuffle. So,
Yeah.
I think this one was originally banned because in the right decks, it's essentially draw 4.
Essentially, in the right deck, it's I cast this, I win.
Yeah, exactly, right? So
Yeah.
it's a 4 mana, like in Molly, you can play whatever. It's basically
Mhm.
4 card tutor. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, like it's a very, very, very potent card. So, Ryan, why would they unban this card?
Well, as Gavin has said, this is a beloved card with a great history. Many of you out there have enjoyed casting this card in all sorts of formats. We're excited to return it to Commander. The previous concern had been the nature of this as a power tutor, the time intensive casting process, and the combos enabled by this card. We considered this within the structure of brackets and just regular pregame conversations. If your deck is trying to go infinite combo, people with this, uh, yeah, I could read well. If your deck is trying to infinite combo people with this, they should often help sort out if you are playing the right environment. On the other hand, a fair gifts ungiven is very fun and akin to fact or fiction in the politics and interplay between players it can create. Uh, Obviously, there's a lot to be said about this card. And in my opinion, I have firsthand lost to this card many times back in the days when I played Vintage and went to Vintage tournaments. Uh, I hear a lot of arguments saying, "Oh, well, tuition's legal, so this is just another intuition." I, the difference with intuition is a $180 card that not many people have access to, and as of April 21st, this was a dollar card and
Well,
is
because it was
now
banned.
right, but like the access is so much more than what intuition is.
Sure.
So yes, it is the same, essentially the same thing. However, there's a clear abundance of one versus the other. So you're going to see a lot more gifts versus the intuition, which you know, they're both very powerful cards.
Yes. So let me see. What's gift ungiven? Holy cow! Oh, that's just the Kamigawa printing.
Right,
So
it jumped.
it jumped to almost 15. It jumped to $15 from 50 cents to $15.
Correct. Now, in retrospect, you have Intuition, which is tuna blue instant. Search your library for 3 cards and reveal them. Target opponent chooses one. Put that card into your hand and the rest into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. So it's essentially the very no same thing as
It's the same, just
except for
three for three.
exactly. So, but again, I mean, all right. So 156 is what the going price
Yep,
is
I
for
see that
Intuition.
because it's only got the one printing, right? Yep,
Correct.
it's only from Tempest.
So, I think it's cool. I'm definitely gonna abuse it in decks that it's abusable with. I won't say I'm gonna. I'm definitely not gonna say like, oh well, I'm only gonna search combos. Like I'm gonna get a lot of good value. Like I'm gonna throw in a reanimator deck. I don't care what you put in the bin. I don't care what you put in my hand. Like I'm gonna do
Yeah,
reanimator shenanigans. I'm not gonna combo you out with this deck, but I will combo people out with this card because that's what this card is made for.
sure, absolutely. I see a world where this goes into the Lich deck. I pull
Yeah.
two different combos and say pick your poison.
Yeah.
That's mean, but it's true. I could see this, like you said, going into like a zombie deck where who cares? I'm going to reanimate it anyway, or Muldrotha deck,
hmm
right? They're like if Tim doesn't put this in his Muldrotha deck, he's a maniac.
I'll send him a copy. I don't care.
Yeah, there you go.
Like it goes in Meldrotha.
So then that begets the question: why should this be unbanned? Right? If we've basically just identified this as it's an absurd combo potential, and my opinion is, I think the Commander Committee has really leaned into the talk to your play group portion,
hmm
right? And so, like, if you sit down at the table and go like, hey guys, I just here to play some cards. I just want to play for fun, right? You're part of the problem,
No, no.
right? I don't know, man. I like when I sit down and we play a game. I'm pretty clear about what that deck is trying to do.
Uh, with the in a setting of like the tournament, I believe yes, the pregame discussion is large. I can see the argument of where this can become a very political card. Be like, hey, you know, I can help you out, but you need to help me help you out. And I don't know, I'm gonna give some given for an answer to that, but I want you to give me another card that I want, and we'll bin 2 others. No,
Sure.
so I can see the politics and it opening up in that aspect. Um, so with people who are already established, like the play group that we have going, most of the time we don't do pregame construction or discussion. We're just like, yeah, just rip it, and if we
Yeah.
don't like it, then we'll adjust our power level to yours or something like that. But
Yeah.
going to even like I go out every other Friday to a Commander League. We don't really do the pre-discussion. I kind of be like, well, does anyone really want to deal with poison? I get the groans and they're like, no, you can play what you want. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'll be fun in the long run. It's going to make the CEDH players very happy, and
Mm-hmm.
they need their no.
They need their endorphin every once in a while.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
need that hit. You got to keep them buying the expensive cards. And
They're,
what's a better way than
yeah, they're still sore from September, so we got to give them something. So this is again, it's very strong. I was not expecting it, but
Mhm.
I'm not very shocked either. I have other shocked things, but we could discuss those later.
Yeah, for sure. So of all of them, like I'm just like, okay, this is great for the Johnnies. It's great for the
Yeah,
Timmies. For sure.
let's live life. They're doing it. They're making changes.
Yeah.
They're letting things rest for a little bit. I say let's see where it goes.
Yep. Intuition is not banned, correct?
No,
Yeah. So then there's no reason that this should be banned.
correct.
It gets you two, so it can lead you right into a combo. I get that,
Yeah,
but
again, the difference is just the availability in my opinion when I look
yeah.
at these two cards.
All
Um,
right.
so next one,
Next one
Sway of
is
the Stars.
Sway of the Stars. 8 blue for a sorcery. Each player shuffles his or her hand, graveyard, and permanents he or she owns into his or her library, then draw 7 cards. Each player's life total becomes 7. I mean, the only reason that this got unbanned is because, and Gavin's right, because Worldfire got unbanned, and part of my French, but nobody gave a shit.
Only people who have the 11th Doctor, 12th Doctor
Yeah, sure.
with
So,
Rose.
so
That's about it.
one deck of 80,000 potential possibilities likes that card. So, okay. So why yeah, I get this one. If somebody plays Sway of the Stars against me, it's going to be like, seriously,
Yeah,
let's just start a new game. You win.
yeah.
Congratulations.
No. You are starting a new game, just 7 life.
Yeah, but that's just okay. I guess that's the problem. Because it also shuffles lands in. It shuffles everything.
I mean, yeah, you're restarting the game except for your HP or your hit. Your life is at 7. That's the
Yeah,
only difference.
exactly.
So I don't see this getting a lot of play, period, because an aggressive deck is gonna be like, oh, I'm all for it. Go ahead, go ahead. Yeah,
Sure.
I'm
Yeah.
aggro, so I'm just gonna kill everyone. 7, that's no
7, that's
problem.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah, so
The
I could
only
see someone trying
time
to be cute and trying to cheat it. I mean, that's the only way. Even then, like you reset everything, so it's like you're
the only
throwing
time
things
that
up.
this is frustrating is for players who then hold priority and cast like Teferi's Protection, where everything you have phases out.
Does that work?
I think
Because
it
it's
does.
each player. It's not a target.
Does but you've
So I'm not sure.
uh, let's see.
And even in that case, it's what 13 mana. I mean, just win the game already. I mean, where's your where's your cyclonic rift? But as what Gavin had said, a 10 mana way to reset the game akin to Wildfire, which was previously unbanned in Commander, to little fanfare or play. There are some players who enjoy this effect. It is an impact card, but not very powerful. There are plenty of other cards that cost 8 or more mana that have far higher impact than Sway. Our guess is this will see little play, but people who enjoy cards like these will not be able to play another one. I agree completely.
Yep. So essentially, I'm reading about this right now.
Yeah.
Um, since your permanents phase out and your life total can't change, you stay at what life you are. The permanents on the battlefield stay on the battlefield,
Yep.
but your hand and graveyard shuffle in.
Okay.
So yeah, basically, if someone pops that combo, you're just like, all right, congratulations.
Yeah.
You spent 13 mana to win the game. You deserve the win. Let's move to the new game.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I feel that makes me feel great about this is I actually found a copy in my collection. So I'm like, yeah, all right.
Nice. God, how? Okay, now let's see what that's spiking to.
Not much, I don't think.
Sway of the Stars is up to $20 now. 17, something like that. 17, $18. I think we're gonna see that. Everything is gonna spike. Oh, I like this. There was like back in 2021, there must have been some. That must have been when WorldFire was unbanned or something like that.
Hmm.
Was that when WorldFire was unbanned? How long ago
I,
was that?
I was not playing at that point in time, so I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
because there was a huge
In terms of
spike.
Commander, I'm not that old.
Okay, because there was a huge spike in 2021, and then it shot back down to like $1, and now it's 18, $19.
And Tyler, I read your comment, and I do got to say, a lot of players come new, and we will taint you as we have tainted them. A lot of experience will come with playing with the group. So kind of like Bill. Bill didn't win very many times when we started. However, he's now a menace. So
Mm-hmm.
you will eventually get there. You just no, you'll learn as you go. So you'll get
Yep.
better over time. So, and if you always need us to drop down in power, you can always say, "Hey guys, you can play something a little lower powered," and we've got those for you as well.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely. Yep. The best way to get better is to lose. That's how I genuinely feel, right? Like, because then you get to see, like, if you win, cool, you won, but like, what did you actually learn? Like, did you really learn how to respond to instance better? Did you learn how to you targeted removal better? Did you learn, like you can learn from the winner how they decided. Like when Ryan does his threat assessment, learn from how Ryan does his threat assessment, right? And that
or when
can
I
help you.
threaten you, it's
Or when you
usually
threaten
true.
Ryan, yeah, yeah. Like when I or like learn how when I was playing insects, I always removed the problem card. You know what I mean? Like,
This is holding
when
me back. This is holding everyone back.
yep, exactly. So like turning Joda, that game we played, into an insect completely took Trevor out of the game. And all I did was play a single 2 mana instant or 2 mana enchantment, and I
You
completely shut
bully.
Trevor down. What? I had Darksteel Mutation. What do you expect me to do? I'm not letting him turn everything into plus X the whole game. I gave him no one indestructible bug.
Uh,
I gave him an insect. He should be happy.
So, do you
And
have
he
any other thoughts on Sway of the Stars, or
no unban if
it's
unban
yeah,
World
yeah,
Fire unban this. Who cares? It's the same card.
yeah. All right, let's go to a good one.
All right. Braids Cabal Minion. 2 black for a 2/2 legendary human minion. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices an artifact, creature, or land. Uh,
Yeah, braids is free, baby.
so here's the problem. You play Soul Ring.
Mhm.
You get 1 black mana. You cast a Soul Ring. You cast Dark Ritual. You have
Mhm.
Braids turn 1.
Mhm.
Now, no player can ever play anything.
Mm,
They can play a
debatable.
land and hope they get 1 mana creatures or instants or like a path or something like that.
So the only but the problem there is the controller of braids still needs to sacrifice something. So if they're not playing a land or anything that they can sacrifice, braids is just going to get sacked herself.
Sure.
So there's a small degree of fairness in it. However, it's most of the decks are going to be designed not to be fair. But
Correct.
for a turn one, turn two, there is zero value in casting her that early.
Unless you throw a bunch of 0 mana crap in there.
Right, or you get like a token maker or something. But
Exactly.
even then, like turn one, you're not doing anything because me as a player, if it's like, oh, turn one, I go first, I'm slapping down braids, I'm gonna draw my card and pass. It's simple as that. You sack your stuff. When you're out of stuff to sack, then I might try to get involved in the game. So, or I'll wait for my one white mana and I'll swords it or something. Um, so no, I think this is fine.
I'm
I
surprised.
I'm not.
I I don't know. I feel like there were other cards on the ban list I would have unbanned before her.
We'll get to
Okay. Okay.
that. But no, I
I
think
think the reason that this got unbanned is because people like it,
she's
right?
popular.
She's popular. She's a cool card. She's a popular character. She's very strong. Um, the longer the game goes, I guess the less strong she becomes. But she is a
She's still a value engine.
she's still a value engine, sure,
Mhm.
especially if you have things that get triggered off of sacrificing, right? But if I have like 15 lands on the battlefield, whatever, I'll sack a land. I don't care.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Might as well throw the other braids in with her.
Sure, right? Braid's tribal, but 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 the idea is still like she is such a powerhouse and so oppressive early that I know degenerates like you and I
Mhm.
will abuse that.
I'm getting my pox, my smallpox, my
Yeah,
innocent bloods. I'm getting it all already.
come on,
I
get
just
the
need a
get the
Turgrid.
moxes, get a turg. Oh God, no.
Yeah. I'll even bring out the card that James really does not like, and that's smokestacks.
God, I want the name of your deck to just be mine, 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 mine.
Well,
Like,
that's only if it's like Turgrid's at the helm.
yeah,
Otherwise,
but
things are just gonna die whether Turgrid's there or not.
I guess that's true. But
But what Gavin has said about this is, the card is a beloved character, and many are nostalgic for. When played as one of your 99 cards or later in the game, it is a totally reasonable effect with an appropriate impact on the game. Agreed. The most frustrating Braids games are when it's out extremely quickly and people feel locked under it. However, as little as a single removal spell can really set the entire plan back. As commander decks have become more efficient with more targeted removal spells, and players have gotten better at identifying commanders that they don't want to play against and having pre-game conversations, so that gives us a confidence to bring back Braids. A lot has changed since Braids was banned in 2009. Oof.
it's
We
been a while.
most Yeah, we mostly believe people will know what they're signing up for in a game with Braids as the commander, and as a card in 99 is reasonable and acceptable. I agree.
I do agree with that. I think in the 99 I don't have a problem with it. I think if you're going CEDH with braids, have fun. Like you just have enjoy your one game and then
Yeah.
play a different deck.
Yeah, I think again, if you or I pulled up with a Braids deck, we know, okay, guess what? I'm the arch enemy. Everyone's targeting
Oh yeah.
me.
Oh yeah. You're
So
ready for a fight.
yeah, it's what you're signing up for. So I'm completely fine. I cackle a lot just because I have a bad history with sacking stuff for people. But no, I love it. I think it was fair for her to come off. I do feel other things should have come off before her,
Yeah.
but that's not here nor there.
Yeah. All right. Card number 3 or 4. Card
Four.
number 4 is Coalition Victory. Jeez, this card. I love this card. 3 white, blue, black, red, green for a
Wooberg.
sorcery. 3 in Wooburg. You win the game if you control a land of each basic land type and a creature of each color.
Yeah, baby. The petitions finally worked.
God.
I am getting one and I am putting it in a deck.
What's the price of this already up to?
I think 25 last I checked. It did,
22.
yeah.
50 cents average up to 22. I think Wizards was probably like, we need some money.
Look at the foil price.
I know the foil. I mean, it's what's that? Invasion? There wasn't much
Invasion.
foiling back then.
Oh, and time shift. Oh no, there was.
In Invasion?
Yeah, they started foiling at Urza's Destiny. So you
Well,
had
they
like Mercadian
foiled, but like
Menaces.
the
Yeah,
rate was really low.
yeah.
Yeah, so foils of this from Invasion are very rare.
Hmm.
Oh, they did do time shifted.
Yep. Um, I I I don't know why this was ever on I mean, if you're casting an 8 mana spell with the conditions that's on it, and nobody can, oh, I'm going to kill your one creature of this color. You no longer have a color, no creature of every color. I mean, the restriction's so high on it that, if you could pull it off, you know what? Let's not do
Congrats.
math. Don't crater hoof me. Just yeah, you win the game. We're good.
Let's move on.
Yeah. So in the world of critter hoofs, this card should have come off ages ago.
I think so. I I think the argument for why it was on there probably like uh oh geez. Sheldon probably got hit by like a 5 color commander deck and said, "This sucked. Ban it."
Ah, I mean, who knows? Because it was banned so long ago
Yeah.
that like Commander is a very limited pool. EDH back at that day just had a limited pool of interaction. So who knows what the original reasons were?
Mm-hmm.
Again, when EDH first came out, I'm like, oh, you're making my bad cards spike. Yeah, take my cards, guys. Take my cards.
Oh, you sold off all your coalition victories.
I honestly more of like oh, what's the counters matters card? I'm blanking.
I don't know.
Oh, the enchantment 4 and a green doubling season. That's it.
Double season.
When that first came out, I had probably like 10 copies, and like the price spiked on it. I'm like, oh yeah, like little trade value. Give it to me. Give it
Oh
to me.
yeah.
Nowadays, well, we're not talking about it.
Give me that doubling season back, please.
So, but for Coalition Victory, as Gavin has said, this card engendered a great deal of discussion. A lot of it boils down to how impactful and how much of an auto include it is. And a deck with a 5 color commander essentially reads, you win the game if you control your commander. This is not the most satisfying end to a game, and it does begin to become an auto include for many decks. Is that an appropriate card to exist? However, it can easily be interacted with. A single removal spell in response to your 5 color commander means you spend 8 mana to do nothing. You also need to untap with your commander and 8 mana, and there are many expensive spells that will do something akin to ending the game in a 5 color deck if you resolve them. Additionally, for those engaging with commander brackets, it is within the time frame of where we expect an I win combo to fall. Um, Not only they focus really much on the commander, but you need the lands too. And I know it's easier because you have things like
It doesn't. It just says if you have lands equal to one of each basic land type, but that means like a shock land counts as two,
correct,
right?
or you have Omo within everything counter,
Yeah,
or no, same with the Overlord, the green
exactly.
Overlord.
So
So
it's
I mean, yeah,
easy to cheat
it makes it
this,
easier in the
but
late line of the guild.
yeah, 8 mana is still a lot.
Yeah,
And like you said, if one interaction, one counter spell, one removal stops you from it, then you have spent 8 mana for nothing,
yeah.
which
So
is worth it. It's a high risk, high reward.
I'd rather see this go off than a Crater Hoof because then it saves you math.
You don't have to say, oh, no, I get plus X on this one, but it gets also that plus X because
Yeah,
of this
yeah.
card.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing this at you, but I'm gonna swing this one at you. Let me math this out. You know what? Just
Just end the game.
here, I win.
Yeah, just kill me.
So
Just kill me. Um, yeah, I agree. Right? If I got 8 lands on the battlefield, we're getting into the end game. You know.
if
So
somebody cast this, I'm not upset.
exactly. Cool. That is not a card I expected to see. Congratulations on your win. Let's get another one in.
Exactly.
Yep.
So no, I'm fine with that.
As I mean, like, as a supporter of demonic Thassa, how could I not support this card?
I won't go that far.
Yeah.
but-
All right. The last card is that was unbanned is Panoptic Mirror, which honestly didn't get banned that long ago. I think, right? No, no, it got banned a long time ago. I must be thinking of something
yeah.
else. 5 mana for an artifact with imprint X. Tap, you may remove an instant or sorcery card with converted mana cost X in your hand from the game. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may copy an imprinted instant or sorcery card and play the copy without paying its mana cost.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The first when I first got into Commander, I actually found a copy of Panoptic Mirror. Like, yeah, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this. And then I'm trying to put it into Moxfield, and I'm like, wait, why isn't this coming up? And then I found out it was banned, and I'm like, seriously?
I mean, right there, it does say like Gavin's reasoning makes a lot of sense, right?
Hmm.
One extra turn spell, game's over.
Yeah, I get it, but you're talking 10 mana.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot for 10 mana, which again, at that point, coalition victory is only 8.
Yeah. Um,
And you got to wait till the next turn.
I'm more interested in seeing the other stuff this thing is going to do because it's not you don't only have to imprint one thing. You can imprint multiple things
And have
and
choice.
have choice. I think that's awesome. I think that's going to open up a lot of avenues for spell decks, especially whenever you cast or copy a spell. I mean,
Where's
that's going to be free
Cody?
value.
Where's Cody?
Codex.
Does he say creatures or is it you can't cast permanent spells? Never mind.
Correct.
So Panoptic Mirror does not work in Cody.
I mean, it does
If you can cheat it out,
because
sure.
yeah, well, or you get it out first, and then Cody gets out.
Oh, true.
But
I
no, I mean, go ahead.
What's the staff that does 2 mana?
Staff that does two
It's
mana.
the artifact that you get to imprint a 2 mana or less spell.
Oh, Isochron Scepter.
Isochron Scepter. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's instant only.
Is Isochron instant only?
Yep, instant only.
Okay.
Yeah, there's I mean, everyone wants to complain about Panoptic Mirror and an extra turn spell, but no, what about Isochron Scepter and Dramatic Reversal?
Or
Infinite
yep,
mana.
counter spell, dramatic reversal.
Well,
Uh
the counter spell is easy because you can only do it once, but like I would say like an Orm's Chant would be worse because okay, well, beginning of your upkeep, I chant you can't play anything.
yep.
So
That's
it's
that's
the same level.
that's why I feel like Isochron Scepter actually is a stronger card than Panoptic Mirror
I agree.
because
Absolutely.
it's only 2 mana and there's a lot of good stuff at 2 mana.
The only argument I can see is that with Isochron Scepter is you need to tap and pay for it. As to the Panoptic Mirrors, beginning of my upkeep, I get to enjoy the benefits.
Sure.
So it's such a trade off. But yeah. I don't know if do you want me to read what Gavin says
No,
about
I
this?
mean, he
Okay.
said, uh, do. So, first is imprinting extra turn spells. The latter used to be there are so many answers. The second is imprinting something extremely repetitive, such as a board
Hmm.
sweeper, so the
Yeah.
game can't move forward. I understand that. The first is well addressed by bracketed play through the restrictions on combos and a lower overall density of extra turn effects. Uh, it does take a large turn and large mana investment, and
Hmm.
people have several windows to respond to it in. So the idea is, um, so interestingly too, it also they can kill. It says Gavin is true here. He says they can kill it before you untap, in response to the ability, or after ability resolves and your opponent is down a card. So like you get
Yeah.
tons of windows to respond to this thing, and it's
Oh yeah.
very telegraphed.
Yeah. And you're exiling whatever you're imprinting. It's exiled. You're not
Gone.
getting that back
Yep, you're not getting that back.
unless you have a wish.
Yeah. Which
So
who plays wishes in Magic or
not
Commander?
in this
Sorry,
format.
not
Yeah.
who
Not
plays
in this
wishes in
format.
Commander.
Yeah. So no, I'm fine. I'm good. I need to see where I'm going to put my copy because it is going to go into a deck. I just got to see what deck is going to work the best with it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I don't plan on anything abusive like a board wipes or extra. I don't think I actually own any extra turn spells.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see the other degenerate things that I can do with it. So just for good value, because this is a great good value card, and I think it's great. The price is definitely skyrocketed on. I think the price went up the most on this one.
Yes, I would not be surprised. Let me look. Panoptic mirror is up to 51 bucks. Started
Yeah,
at
buddy.
$3. It is now average of $51.
Yeah,
Man, what am I doing in my life? Why am I not a magic scalper?
I had two of these. I'm so happy.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
Thank you. I sent one to Bill to be a degenerate with me.
Oh, you are such a degenerate. But no,
He has extra drink
I
belts.
don't have a yeah, I don't have a problem with this one being unbanned.
Yeah.
Um, I it again, it takes so much mana. It's very telegraphed. It's easy to respond to. It's just get rid of it, right? Like I know we
Yeah.
always joke like just get rid of it, but like if three players, I feel like that one. Do you ever watch It's Always Sunny?
No. No,
Okay,
unfortunately I'm not up there with you on that.
gotcha. There's one scene where they're like talking about like trying to find money for like an event or something like that. And Dee goes, "How do three grown men in their 30s not have $800 between them?" Right? And they're
Cardboard
like,
crack.
"It's the economy's in shambles."
No, my personal economy's in
Yeah,
shambles.
my economy's in shambles, right? And so I feel like if there are three people at the table and no one has the ability to respond or interact with this at any point in the game, that's on you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what you get for being a mono black player.
Yeah. But there's lots of removal in mono black.
Not for artifacts, no.
Player removal.
Oh, that's a good old classic. That's all color removal.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I like Panoptic Mirror coming off. Again, I was surprised when I first found out it was banned. So yeah, let's see what fun things can be done with it. I want to see.
Yeah. All right. So we can talk about. They did also give a little update on all the cards that did get discussed. I don't think there's too
Hmm.
much to talk about. So like obviously balance is going to stay banned. That's just too
Yeah,
much of a powerhouse.
it's true.
Biorhythm, I
Unban it.
I think so. I feel like if we're gonna unban song of the stars or whatever it was,
Mhm.
biorhythm could be unbanned. It's
Yeah,
again, and it's
Sway
like
of the Stars and
Sway the
this.
Stars. Yeah.
I mean, there are differences, but Biorhythm, they already have the effect out there. The effect is already on the Shaman of the Forgotten Ways,
Yeah, but it's
and it's not the
also
same
like
mana.
innate mana, right? So I
Yeah,
guess the idea is that's a creature that it's going to take a while for you to be able to use that ability. With Biorhythm, it's just like you slap it and you're like, haha, I just board wiped you, and now I played Biorhythm, right? But I don't care. It's a green. You're gonna have a ton of little weenies. Most people don't have more than like 6 creatures on the battlefield in most games. So I get it. I get why it's banned, but I agree with you. I think Biorhythm can be unbanned, and it wouldn't make that big of an impact.
what cracks me up most about this is I've been on the receiving end of Biorhythm from me casting it and ending up with a draw because we neither one had creatures.
Wouldn't you die and then lose first?
No, so what would happen is I would cast a board wipe, and then I would play a Birds of Paradise, and then I would cast Biorhythm all in one turn, and the person killed my birds in response to me killing the Biorhythm, so we both ended up at 0 life.
But wouldn't state-based actions check that you have 0 life first?
No, because each player becomes the number of controls
Oh,
that
so
he
that
at the
happens at
same
the
time,
same
so it
time.
has
So
it
you
once, yeah,
both were at 0 at the same time and
correct, and
draw.
we had it got a
That's
draw.
funny.
So I love those types of interactions because to this day, that's my only draw I've ever had in a
Yeah,
game.
that's fun.
So I say unban it. I am completely on Team Biorhythm.
I agree. I I don't think it's as oppressive as it. I don't really think it's that oppressive.
Yeah, it's nothing like game defining. Like I wouldn't even call it like a game watch or put it on the watch list. I mean, in my opinion,
If Shaman of the
because again,
Forgotten Ways isn't, then this shouldn't either.
right. Um, So yeah, the balance definitely no discussion. Biorhythm it needs to come off.
Emrakul,
That's just
keep it banned.
yeah, I'm fine with it. Nobody wants to deal. Everyone's like, what is the big deal with him?
He's big.
I it's not so much a big. It's the Annihilator 6.
There's a lot of it.
Yeah,
There's You get the extra turn on a cast, so even if
but
it
well
gets
that
countered, I know
no
that
no no
basically
yeah,
nobody
no one's
casts this.
casting it.
But
Yeah,
a
and you
not
can't counter it.
flying protection from spells that are one or more colors and Annihilator 6. Who is carrying around Journey of Annihilation or whatever? Introduction to Annihilation. Who's carrying colorless removal with them?
Oblivion Strike, man.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. Um, it could say ban. He's not gonna bring any positivity to the realm.
No.
Eldrazi are bad enough as is without assistance.
Correct. But my 15 squirrels eat this guy for lunch.
See, and they'll do it all day, and he'll keep coming back.
That's right.
So yeah,
Arayo
easy win.
Soratami Ascendant. I'm all for banning this.
Yeah,
Keep it
it's a
banned.
broken card because of how when this card was created, EDH was not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's not made for the format. It is
Nope.
completely broken,
It would.
and yeah,
I would say though. So what it's a flip card. It says whenever the force spell of a turn is played, flip it, and then the other side is a legendary enchantment. Counter the first spell played by each opponent each turn. So if that was symmetrical and said by each player each turn, including
Mhm.
you, this would be unbanned in a heartbeat. But it's specifically because it's opponents that's just unfair.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's an easy stay ban. Never come off.
Yep. Fast bond, keep that banned. Keep that banned, brother. Don't you laugh. I see you laughing. Fast bond is absurd.
So hear me out.
Oh no, there's no hear me out to this. Keep fast bond banned. This is an easily banned, just like channel. Keep channel banned. Both of those cards forever banned. The fact that
So
those cards are even printed, we should ban the format. We should ban the creators.
so hear me out.
Oh god.
No, this absolutely deserves to be banned.
Yes, thank you.
This is if I were to say my favorite green card of all time, it is Fast Bond. I had a vintage deck with Fast Bond. I played lands only decks with Fast Bond, and I had so much incredible fun with it. And yes, it's broken in every sense. So yeah, it definitely deserves to be banned. I'd love for it to come off. However, it will never see the
No.
light of
Could
day.
you imagine one fetch land with fast bond? You have every
I
land.
By itself, yes, but if you have something like Crucible of
That's the
Worlds
only you have to have
or
Crucible of Worlds
or the Conduit of Worlds or
or
something like that.
Ramanak excavators or something.
Right. So if yes, by itself, it gets you even then it gets you ahead too far too quick. That's why they got rid of fast mana, or they're trying to hit it. Is play it turn one. Okay, what? I kept 3 land in my hand, and I play out 2 extra. Guess what? Next turn, I'm playing my commander. So you're playing a turn 2 commander, turn 1. No, I'll take that incremental damage. That's whatever.
Yeah,
And
whatever.
that's not even getting to the abusive stages.
Oh yeah.
So hear me out.
No.
Yeah,
No.
you
Keep
gotta
it
stay.
banned.
It's gotta stay banned. Gotta stay banned. I love you. You gotta go.
Flash, keep it banned.
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah.
so many powerful creatures with ETB effects.
Yes.
And Gavin even said it. It's only cheating effects is only going to become more powerful with time as cards get better. Keep this shit banned.
Yeah. Especially instant.
Yes. Oh
Show
yeah.
and tell is still more fair because everyone gets to do it.
Yep.
But Flash, no. It's keep that banned. Doesn't belong there.
Now, the next one is Golos.
We're gonna go at it.
I think he should be unbanned.
I think he should never be unbanned.
No,
No.
he's very strong. Don't get me wrong.
He's
Right?
absurdly strong.
He's
Yes.
very strong.
Hmm.
And every deck can play him.
Uh huh.
Like he could
Well,
basically be the commander of any deck.
yes.
And I get that's
Except for 5 color.
probably
Yeah.
well, it doesn't matter, right? Even if I
Yeah.
build him a 2-color deck, he's still strong.
He's boring.
And I get that. He's boring, but being boring isn't a reason to be banned.
When everyone sits down at a pod and everyone's playing Golos, no, that's boring.
Sure. But then that's kind of, if they're earlier in here saying like you need to discuss with your pod about like you need to discuss about the decks you're playing, the hope is that you would have conversations with your pod about what you're playing. And if you go, you playing Golos, you playing Golos, you playing Golos, you playing Golos, great. Who gives a shit? Let's play different decks. I don't know. I don't know. Like, he obviously had so many decks based around him.
He did.
He was the number one. I think he was number one behind like Atraxa or something like that. He
Yeah,
might have even
and
been ahead of Atraxa.
Atrax has been the top for a while, but yeah, Golos did blow her out of the water.
Yeah.
Everybody had it, and he's just so hard to deal with. Like, okay, so every time you cast him, you get a land. Okay, so you're going to be recasting him every time.
Yep.
So at that point, you're like, okay, well, I don't want to remove him because you're just going to cast it and ramp yourself more. And you're like, okay, why would we use his other ability? No.
Look, one
The,
Darksteel mutation is all you need.
yeah. Okay.
One what's it called? Imprison in the Moon.
Yeah.
Hit him
Nope.
with an Oblivion ring.
Keep him banned.
You think so?
Keep him banned. It's just he's format warping because
I
he's
get that.
so
I
common.
get that. You can put him at the head of any deck, and that deck
Yes.
potentially is better.
Yeah.
I get that. I understand the spirit of Commander. Like, he was not made for the spirit of Commander.
No.
Right? I
But
have no problem with him continue to being banned, but also if I would be okay with him being unbanned. Because I have no desire to build this guy, right? I have no
I
desire to put him at the head of a deck.
yeah, I've played against him in
So have I.
the short time that. But you've been in Commander much longer than I have. In the short time that I played Commander, I ran into him a frequent number of times where he got banned. I
Sure.
don't want to. Now that I'm more involved in it, I don't want to see that again.
Our boy Dave, had a Golos deck, and he was heartbroken when he got banned.
My heart's out to you, but you deserve it.
God, Dave, don't listen.
Dave. As a Lance player, I appreciate it, but no. Give me fast bond.
Oh God, no. I'd rather unban Golos.
Uh,
Grizzlebrand, keep that banned. That's just, it's too strong.
no, unban it.
No.
No, yeah, he deserves to stay banned. I actually bought him because I wanted to use him, and then I looked up afterwards. Again, it's one of those. Why is he popping up on Maxfield? Oh, he's banned. I go, yeah, that kind of makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Yeah, ban him.
Yeah, no, he's fine where he is.
Hull Breacher, keep that shit banned too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe that card was ever printed.
Mistakes
It
were
must have,
made.
honestly, I feel like the card had a typo when they printed it.
Yes, and that's what everyone says now.
Like, if you
When it
take
was
out the
first banned.
word
Yeah.
instead,
Mhm.
this card is fine.
Yep.
It's the
It's
fact
a
that
Orcish Bowmasters.
yeah, the fact that the instead is there is what makes this card absolutely bonkers.
Yep. Yeah. So no, that belongs on the list.
Yep. Iona, Shield of Emeria, keep that banned.
I hear no. I'm very surprised. I hear a lot of arguments to unban it, and I cannot get in that group.
It's 9 mana, right? So I get it. It takes a lot to cast, but imagine you're playing a mono deck, like you're playing against a mono deck opponent.
Yeah.
Game
And at
over.
that
That's
point,
game over for them.
but people, their response is, okay, well, you just keep playing your lands and play your artifacts and hope someone removes it. So politic. It creates a diverse environment.
And when you're playing 3 opponents that are all mono black,
Well, then that's just poor playing on your part when they slap down an Iona and you go, wait 1 second.
yeah,
Um, no, I absolutely agree. Iona should stay banned. I am not a fan of it. I will slap her into a deck 'cause I do have one if needed, but I would really not want to be that guy. I don't play Commander to watch other people play. I don't like shutting people out. That's why I really don't do the stacks decks because it's supposed to be enjoyed. And if you're watching other people play by themselves, then you know what? You're not having fun. And I will be one of those guys be like, you know what? I haven't done anything in 10 minutes, I see that this is going to be your every turn, I'm going to scoop right now.
Yep, not even worth the
I
effort.
It's not. So keep it banned.
Yep, keep it banned. Leovold, Emissary of Trest. Again, if Hull Breacher is banned, Leovold stays banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen the card in play. I've never seen the card actually. I loved it when I saw it, and I'm like, yeah, I can see why it's banned.
Yeah. Again,
There's no, yeah.
anything that stops your opponents from drawing cards, I
Other
guarantee
than
is either
Narset,
other than Nars, whatever, is going to be on the ban list
yeah,
or easily ready to be banned.
yeah, no, he's fine where he is. I agree.
Limited resources, keep that banned.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about that one. It's keep it banned. Yeah,
Lutri the Spell Chaser.
broken card. Stay
Broken.
banned.
Okay,
Broken card.
timeout.
Yep. No, 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 no.
Timeout.
Let's hear
Timeout.
your nonsense.
If they could make a rule that's banned as companion, then this card is fine. This card is perfectly fine in the 99. It's only because if you're playing Izzet, there is literally no reason to not just have this as a companion.
Any deck that plays is it colors doesn't matter
Yeah,
what.
yeah, yeah. Just play it as
Any.
your play it as a companion.
Yeah. Um. Well, in that case, you might as well go down and banned as a commander. Same argument.
Sure, banned
Not
from the
happening.
command zone.
No. Nope.
I get that, but like the card itself is fine, right?
Yeah. I mean, it'll never happen though.
And even Gavin even said, uh, he could imagine a world where it allowed a 99 only list that would free the otter to go into people's decks.
Yeah.
I wonder if they will. I mean, like obviously they're not going to completely destroy the format of commander for an otter. I get that.
No, there would be other things. So like Iona would come off the ban list. Golos at that point would probably come off the ban list.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, there's a few legends that would come off the ban list, in my
sure,
opinion, if they did no commander.
sure,
So
yeah.
like
Like
even
Golos in the
Leopold might
99,
come off.
he's strong, but he's not broken strong anymore.
Yeah.
It's only the fact that he's recursible. Recurable? I don't know. I can't. I speak good.
Yeah, I mean, I read good, so we're quite the duo today.
Yeah. Nadu, Winged Wisdom, keep that shit banned. What were they thinking? What were they thinking with this card?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absurd.
Yeah, it stays where it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say about Nadu. If you've never seen Nadu, just read it and use your imagination. It doesn't take much to see where that's going to go. Yeah, keep it banned.
Oh my goodness! Like, could you imagine like playing this card and then on the turn it comes back to you and you now have like 6 cards in hand? You're like, oops, sorry.
I'm just going to keep drawing my deck. Okay.
Oh, you guys are playing. I
I'm
get to
eventually
draw.
going to find something. No, no, you just wait. My turn's going to take a little bit. Go get me a pizza while I'm doing this.
Yep. Primeval or Paradox Engine, keep that banned. Keep that
Yeah.
banned.
My dirty little mind is going so many different ways looking at that.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and
keep
that's
it
why it
banned.
stays banned for your dirty little mind, as you just worded it.
Fine.
Primeval Titan.
Let's fight. And Andy's not going to like this, but that needs to stay banned.
I think so, because if it like only had the ETB go get 2 lands, I wouldn't feel as bad. But it also
Or
has the attack trigger.
even if you do, even if it had basic land, fine. But any land just for entering and for attacking, no.
Yeah, it says two
You,
land cards. Go get
right.
whatever 2 lands you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just it's too overpowering, and I know a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, were upset that this was not unbanned, but as you know, Gavin said, this is extremely warping. All you gotta do is cast it once.
And then you are cooking the rest of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, this card I feel needs to stay on the ban list. I've seen the damage this card has done in other formats, playing against it myself back in the day, and that all the new cards coming out nowadays, that does not make it weaker. It does not make it more acceptable. It makes it more versatile.
Yep, exactly. All right,
I
we've
thought,
been.
I thought you were like, oh, let's unban him. I'm like,
No,
ah!
I still think he should stay banned. He's just too good.
Yeah.
We're gonna speed run the rest of these because we're taking a
Yep.
long time. Profit accrue fix, keep that banned.
Dan.
Keep
Dan.
that
Yep.
banned. It's too good.
Yep.
They did actually say this is interesting because we'll talk about this a little bit. But Seaborn
Mm,
Muse did get added to the game changers, which
it did.
also I think it should have. Recurring Nightmare, keep it banned. Too many
Agreed.
combos with it.
I would love to use it, but yeah, keep it banned.
Too many combos. Rafellos Llanowar Emissary.
Unban my boy. Unban my boy.
I mean, it's ridiculous. What are you talking about? Ban this
It
guy.
it's not that bad. So I watched an episode where they actually said no reserve list, no ban list, and someone played Rofellos, in a mono elf, mono green elf deck, and they didn't win. Like he was good, but he was like not great.
Well,
Um,
the problem is
not,
you have him in the command zone. He's
yeah,
a legend. You put him in the command zone,
yeah,
and now you just tripled your mana by turn 3.
doesn't have haste.
Yeah, that's why I said turn 3.
uh, I would be interesting to see him come out. I don't think
He's not going to.
nah, probably not.
Sundering
Unban my
Titan.
boy.
Sundering
Sundering
Titan.
Titan,
Keep
yeah,
him out. Keep him gone.
yeah, yep.
Sylvan Primordial.
Same as the Titan. Keep him out.
Yep.
Too much land denial. Too much
Yep.
land denial.
Tinker.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
guess
needs
that makes sense. Turn
like
your Soul Ring into a Darksteel Forge. Yeah.
Darksteel Colossus.
Darksteel
Yeah.
Colossus. Yeah. Yeah, keep that
Oh yeah.
banned. Tolarian Academy.
The only thing I love about this is the fact that this card spiked because people were speculating, oh, they're gonna put it on a Game Watchers list, and I'm like, you
No, they're
guys are on
not.
drugs.
No,
You
they're
guys are on
not.
drugs.
It's
I
no. 50 treasures just turned into 50. Yeah, 50 blue mana. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys.
I support unbanning it because I have a copy and I want it in my Urza deck, but this ain't never gonna see the light of day.
Trade Secrets, hilarious. Absolutely hilarious card. I love Trade Secrets. Never gonna get unbanned.
No. Upheaval. No.
I mean, yeah, no, it's
No.
just boring.
If it said all opponents, fine. But no.
But
It's all
it's
permanent. You
all
reset the game.
permanence.
Yeah.
It's reset the game. That's
Yeah.
boring. Yawgmoth's Bargain. Yeah, keep
Oh,
that
I would
banned. Keep
love it.
that. I
I
would
would
love
love it.
that card back, but it's not
Yeah.
coming back.
It's not.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, they speak for themselves. And those are the ones that they talked about. There's more to the list, but you know what? That's like the elephant in the room. Okay, I got to touch upon it real quick. Dockside Extortionist, Jeweled Lotus, and Mana Crypt. Your thoughts?
Honestly, I never played and or played against a dockside. I guess our pod never really had one. And
I
so
owned one.
yeah.
I played it once because the other times I wanted to cast it, it had no value.
Yeah. So fine, whatever.
I still say keep it banned.
I think so. In higher power games, it's oppressive because people have. Honestly, though, I think it's not a bad balancer, especially in like your EDH games where people are dropping like 4 or 5 moxes by turn 2.
It's a game changer.
It's a game changer. It should be. I think it should be demoted to a game changer. Honestly.
Um, just on all three of them, I think after September, I think that these should not be discussed for a good while, just to let that calm down because that's still in people's minds.
Sure.
And I say let the beast lie for a while. Ultimately, yeah, Dockside I would say make into a game changer.
Yep.
Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt.
I would unban Jeweled Lotus before I unbanned Mana Crypt.
I've seen changes in Commander without these fast mana, and I think it's actually better without them.
So the only reason I agree, like as someone who played Mana Crypt, I agree Mana Crypt should be banned. It's just too fast. 3 mana for or 3 life for 2 mana at turn 0. That's insane.
Yeah.
For
Um,
for Jeweled Lotus, I get it, right? Like I get why it's banned. But if I were to use that to cast like uh Urza turn 1, I am such an immediate threat to the rest of the board, deservedly so.
right, but this also opens up like so the CEDH world, went from the high casting commanders down to low costing commanders because of this particular card.
Mm-hmm.
No, so all of a sudden, like I don't care if my commander's 7 mana, he's gonna be on turn 4,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even turn 3. So the variable that it provides is just it's too much. You can abuse it, and again, it's only for your commander, but you know, there, it's I don't think it's
That's why
necessary.
I think
Yeah.
I'm okay with it being unbanned because of the limitations. Because it's limited specifically to your commander. If this is banned, so should Lion's Eye.
No, because there's a big stipulation to Lion's Eye Diamond.
Sure, the discard.
Yeah, discard your hand.
Yeah.
So that's I mean, it's not much of a drawback, but it is like you're not gonna just do it willy nilly. You're gonna set up to use Lion's Eye Diamond. Yeah, that requires setup. Jeweled Lotus is I cast it, I crack it, I get my commander.
Potentially.
Yeah. So no, I can't compare it to Lion's Eye Diamond, not at all. That and the Valbility.
Right, maybe Basalt Monolith should be banned.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with it.
It's not getting
It is
banned.
no, it's not because it's fine, but yeah, I mean, gives infinite mana, but I don't know. Like as I said, they're gonna let this sit for a good while.
I think so. Give it 2 years and we'll probably see one of those three get unbanned.
Right, and it'll probably be the Jeweled Lotus because that's what they discussed. But
Yep.
yeah. So I had to at least address the elephant in the room
Yep.
because
Sure. No, that's fine. I think that's good to talk about. I I understand Banacrypt. I'm sad that it's banned because when I bought one, I was like, great, I'm finally part of the cool club. And then like 6 months
uh,
later, it gets banned. I'm just like, all right, well, like there
well,
was a period I was
welcome to my cool level.
yeah I was mad. Like I was kind of upset for a little bit, but then I had like this like calm hit me, which was
Hmm.
like, this is a card game, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's cardboard. All
Yeah.
right.
Keep it forever.
So, lastly, for this episode, they did add a bunch of new cards to the game changers, and I figured we can quickly go through those.
Yeah.
First up, I'm just going to read them right in the list from the article. Teferi's Protection. Um, okay, sure, it's a game changer, right? Someone board wipes, you go. Nah, I get it.
Very agreed.
I
Yeah.
get it. I
Absolutely.
get
It
it.
should have been on the first list.
Yep. Humility. I also get that one. The amount. So the problem with humility, I feel, is
Ruling.
the freaking layers nightmare that this
Yeah.
card causes. Just
Yeah, the
it
rulings. Yeah.
slogs games. Like I get it, right? He says, yeah, it brings everything to a crawl. But sure, everything becomes 1/1. But it also makes a ruling nightmare. Like,
It
how
does.
the heck does this work?
Oh, do I got an ETB? No, you don't.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree.
Yep. Uh, Narset, Orcus Bowmasters, and Notion Thief were all the game changers right here. Here's your Narset, right?
Yeah.
That we had recently talked about. That makes sense
Yep.
that this is added. Orcus Bowmasters is just really strong. Notion Thief is just really strong. All of these things are
Yeah.
triggered off of your opponents literally just playing the game. So, okay, I get why these are there.
Yeah,
Here's your
absolutely.
intuition. Intuition is now a game changer.
Yeah, and it
You know?
belongs on there.
And it does. Consecrated Things. I also get this one.
Yes, it is a game changer, so I can't argue that, but I think I've seen it twice.
That's fine.
But that's everyone else out there, so that's just personal experience. But
Yeah.
no, absolutely, it is a game changer. Yeah.
I think the important thing about game changers is there is nothing you have to do for Consecrated Sphinx. You play it and you just get the benefit when your
Yep.
opponents can't even respond. They just play the game and you get benefits from it.
Yep.
Now this one hurts. The next one's Necropotence.
I mean, it should have
It
been on the first
absolutely
list.
should have been a game changer. It probably should be banned,
I mean,
but I'm
my
gonna
question
enjoy it
is,
as long as I can.
but here's the next question: then why not Necrodominance?
Necrodominance isn't as strong.
It's comparative.
It's comparative, but it's a weaker version.
Well, just because of the hand size.
Partially. It also plays a little bit differently. It's specifically at the beginning of your run step, right? Necropotence, I can do it whenever I want.
Oh, okay. So you only have
Right.
that one opportunity.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
All
only
right,
get
that's
one
fine.
opportunity to do it. Your max hand size is 5. It's still exiles, right? But
Mhm.
Necropotence is just do whatever you want. And
Yeah, but you only get the card at a certain time, though.
yes, at the
You
beginning
get
of
out of
your
your end
next
step.
end step,
Right.
right? And Necrodominance also happens at the beginning of your end step.
Right. So even though you're drawing those extra cards, so to speak, you're not getting them in hand until the end of your next
But
next
the
end step.
interesting thing about that is Necropotence is not a draw ability. It is exiled and then put into your hand.
Correct.
Necrodominance is a
It
draw
is a
ability.
draw.
So, for
Wouldn't that make it
example,
stronger?
what's that? No, because well, potentially, I don't know. Because let's say your opponents have things like Consecrated Sphinx on the battlefield. Necropotence is them better.
Tomato is what I think. I
At the end
think
of the day, like it's a
Necrodominant.
very niche
Yeah,
situation. Sure,
yeah.
absolutely, right.
So I see Necrodominance being on there eventually if Necropotence is on there because again, there's not a big difference between the two.
I maybe. But the other thing as well. Let me see. Necropotence. Yeah, Necropotence is $20. Also, Necrodominance is a legendary enchantment, so you can't have multiple copies of it.
I mean, it's
Maybe that doesn't
no,
matter, but
we're in
whatever.
Commander. I mean, you're not gonna
Yeah,
have more than one copy anyways.
I'm gonna copy it all I want.
You do that. You get that same effect multiple
Oh yeah,
times.
oh yeah. Deflecting SWAT. I don't know if I agree that this should be a game changer. I mean, it's a good
No,
card. Don't get me wrong,
no.
but if this is a game changer, then all 5 of the free cast spells should be on here.
Yeah. I think they're like, oh, red needs something. Oh, let's put deflecting SWAT on there because it sees a lot of play. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't agree with it either.
Yep. Gamble, crop rotation, and worldly tutor.
All
Uh,
belong there.
I get it, but then also the argument is, if worldly tutor is here, why isn't the other tutors, the 1 mana tutors?
I thought they all were.
Are they? Hold on, now I gotta go
Vampiric.
look.
Yep, Enlightened's on there. Vampiric is on there. Mystical is on there. So all the others were already on there. Red doesn't have one. It's called Gamble.
True.
So yeah. So what that is, as someone said, they're doing clerical work. Now others were mentioned. They were left out. Now they're including them.
Yeah.
So absolutely, they belong there.
Okay, that's fine. Seedborn Muse belongs there. That's just crazy good.
Yeah, she. Yes. I mean, final answer, yes.
Especially if you have a lot of like creature tapping abilities. You know?
So it's situational. It's not like you throw it into any deck,
No.
but
But you
it
have a
is
lot of
nice.
activated abilities.
Yeah.
She's an auto include.
And if Crucifix's Prophet,
Is banned.
well, yeah, if
Crewfix's
he's
Prophet
banned,
is banned. Prophet of Crewfix.
right? Yeah, and there's only a minor difference between them, so
Yeah. The
it's
Flash.
important. But
the Flash is
yeah,
kind of important.
yeah. So no, absolutely, that's fine.
Natural Order is now
Yep,
is
tutor.
on there.
Yep, that's
It's
fine.
huge, right? It was like I've used this to sacrifice a squirrel to play a crater hoof. You
Yeah,
know, like it's insane.
the good value. It's a cheat. Not only is it a cheat, but it's let me look at my library and put the best green creature I have into play. Oh yeah.
Yep, crazy. Food chain. I'm surprised this already wasn't on the list.
I'm surprised it's even on the list.
It's a great card,
It is, but it's just very, very niche.
but that niche is very powerful.
You have infinite mana that you can only cast creatures with.
Yeah, so you just ramp up. It
again,
triggers infinite combos. That's the whole thing.
well, but that's the thing is it's only infinite to cast a creature, and there's only 3 cards in the game that you can actually combo with it with.
Yeah, and that's what people build.
I mean, I get it because I have it in one of my decks, and all 3 creatures are there. But like every time I've tried to do it, it's like, huh, this actually isn't what I need right now.
Yeah,
So, like, if I could use it in creatures, like the abilities of creatures, absolutely. But just to cast the creatures,
sure,
I don't think it's been that great personally.
sure.
I would rather see a birthing pod on here over food chain.
Oh, over food chain. I thought you said
Yeah,
or food chain. I was like, wait a minute.
yeah.
Okay,
No, no. I would say that food chain or food chain is not as strong as birthing pod, in my opinion.
okay. R shards. I get this one. It's
You know,
not.
at first it caught me off guard. I'm like, "What? Seriously?" But then I was like, yeah, destroy everybody's enchantments and artifacts other
Yeah,
than mine."
it
Oh, yeah, I
doesn't.
could
It
see.
doesn't say non-token.
Yep. So it
It's
just
it's
says
just
creature.
creature. So if you find a way to play like 4 creatures, bing bang boom boom boom, nobody has artifacts. Tough luck, guys.
And Selesnya, never gonna happen.
Easy. Oh yeah, dude. This is in my Sithis deck. This is absolutely in any Sithis deck.
Yeah. I mean, any green white deck, to be honest.
Pretty much. Field of the Dead. I get it.
Absolutely.
I get it. I
Absolutely.
get it. I have it in a couple decks. It's so easy in Commander to get 7 different types of lands. It's easy. Um, Mishra's Workshop.
I don't understand it. I don't agree with this one. I mean, I understand it, yes, but what are the chances of you honestly running into a workshop?
That's the problem. Is the supply is so low, right? Like this has got to be a couple $100 card at this point.
1,000.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a few thousand. I think it's crest 3,000.
Mishra's Workshop is yep, it's $2,600.
Yeah, I was close. Um, yeah, there's the copies that are out there are there. I can tell you right now, they're in people's vintage decks
Yeah.
because the who have them are the ones that have had them for long ages. Nobody's scooping that up to put it into no an artifact based deck. No one can afford it. The availability is too limited. So I mean, I get why because it is a very strong card. It is.
I think that's why, because I have a feeling that the Commanders Committee set rules that they have to adhere to, and that's how they decide what game changers are. And fast mana is one of the things that they assess. And when they look at like Mishra's Workshop, I bet everyone added to the list was like, "We're never gonna see this, but to follow our own rules, we have to put it there."
I mean, if that's the case, then why not add Bazaar Baghdad?
I forget what that one does.
It's from Arabian Nights, so it's strictly for a discard outlet. Is Library of Alexandria still banned, right?
Uh, that's
I believe it is.
the blue one, right?
No, Library of Alexandria is legend
No.
the land where if you have 7, you can tap to draw a card. If you have got 7 cards in hand,
Is that banned?
I think it is.
Oh, now you got me looking.
So, but Bazaar Baghdad. I mean,
It
if you're
is.
going for something like that degree, I mean, Bazaar Baghdad should definitely be banned. Then, I mean, draw 2 cards, discard 3 cards.
Yeah.
Any kind of reanimator deck, any kind of like discard matters deck, madness deck. Okay, but again, you're talking about a card. It's $2,100. How often are you going to see it? You're kind
Sure.
of like the workshop. You're really not.
Sure.
But is it game changing? It definitely is game changing.
So, something else to also keep note is part of what they're probably considering are people that play proxies. So the card itself is probably $2,100, but a piece of paper with that card printed on it is 13 cents.
You know what? I am anti proxy. I don't. I personally do not proxy anything because if I can't afford it or I don't have it, I deal without it. But
Yep.
I know a lot of people are pro proxy. But if they're proxying things like that, then there's other issues to concern, and it's not that they play Commander to have fun.
Yep. So we got a message from the average Texan one. Have we talked about braids already? That's such an insane unban into in my opinion, especially with cards like Dark Ritual floating around still. So that's actually really funny because that's exactly what I had said, right? And
Yep.
what Ryan and I kind of like came to together was it makes you an enemy. It's a very favorite card. I'm I'm okay with it being unbanned because it's less oppressive later in the game. And if you play it early, eventually that Braids player will probably have to sacrifice it
Yeah,
unless
it's
they
it's
play
it's not
fast.
it's not good early game. It really is not. Not unless you have a massive advantage, like a board presence, where you'd be like, you know what, this is not going to hurt me at all, or I've got token generators, and it's going to be a setup. People are going to know. So I don't think Braids is going to be as scary as everyone thinks it's going to be.
Yep,
And when they do pull up and see a Braids, they're going to be like, okay, well, we're all unanimously agreed. We're going to kill him, right? Or them.
exactly. Yep.
So yeah, we did discuss that, and I would agree that there's not too much concern for it. I'd
Yeah.
be more scared of the Turgid player than a Braids player, to be
Is
honest.
Turgid on the watch list?
No,
That doesn't make any sense to me. How's that not on the game changers list?
she's not a game changer, man.
She's such a game changer. Yeah, but it's okay. The Tabernacle at Pendrell Vale's on the game changers. I see so many of those.
Yeah, I mean, was that a 3,500
Yeah,
card?
no big deal.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, didn't you watch the Professor? He cracked one live.
Did he really?
Yeah, so he was doing the comparative for I think it was Dominaria United, where you had the chance of pulling a Legends card out of a pack,
Hmm.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, no, well let's just see what the chances of pulling a Tabernacle from the pack they got." And like he didn't get one, but the first pack of Legends that he pulled was a Tabernacle.
Of course it was, right?
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, like, let me go get my gloves."
That certainly wasn't seeded for him.
No, no, it was a brand new pack.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right. So overall thoughts on the unban, the additions, the changes?
I'm fine with all of it. I'm like them. I'd like to see how things play out. And they said that they're not going to make any other announcements of unbans or bannings until next year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to give the community plenty of time to feel out these changes and see what the format will look like, in a few months, half a year's time.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. It definitely gave people some interesting choices. The gifts and given in braids are going to be the two biggest talked about.
Yep.
The Panoptic Mirror is probably going to stay the highest price just because of reprints.
Sure.
Um, yeah, I think the other cards you're really not going to see much of, and they're
I
perfectly safe.
I think that this was a low impact unban. They unbanned the 5 cards that I think would have the lowest impact to the format. I think the bannings from last September were way more impactful than the unbannings we just had.
Well, yeah, because there's no financial
Impact.
attachment.
Well, there kind of is, right? Because now maybe people speculated.
Oh, a lot of people speculated.
Yeah. So
A lot. I mean, they're
people were
they're buying
certainly people were
Tolarian
speculating.
academies.
Yeah, people were
People are buying Tolarian
speculating.
academies.
So there's any time that there's an announcement coming up, there's always going to be speculation.
Yeah. I I I think 5 is a good amount. I think the game changers is starting to get a little out of hand,
There's like
but
50 cards on it now.
61.
61, that's insane.
Right. So I think that's a lot, but I don't know. I guess time will tell. I mean, I'm not out there playing in unique play groups. I'm not going to tournaments. The crowds I play with, people kind of know what I have, and so there's nothing new here. It's not going to change anything I'm really doing.
Hmm.
I'm sure we will see changes in other people's decks that are going to use that Gifts and Given is probably going to see the most use for sure.
Oh yeah, I think so.
So, but no, I think it's good. I think that they made some safe calls. Give
Yeah,
it some time. Let the everybody figure it out, and we're gonna keep it casual though.
that's right. That's us, casual commander.
That's right.
I
Non-toxic, non-bully, welcoming community. That's us.
there are 61 cards in the Game Changers list, and 32 of them are in one of my decks. That deck is teetering, my brother. That deck is just like, ban me, ban me.
I cannot compare to that. I think my elf deck is the closest thing to that, and
Yeah.
not
Oh,
anywhere near that.
Tyler, you need to see Lich. If you want to know degenerate, it's not Mothman or Sithis. Don't worry. That's not even close to this deck. Well, once
Yes.
we're done, I'll put. If you want to join, we can talk about it on stream. I can go
Yeah.
through the deck with you if you want to see Lich.
Yeah, I've
It's
got 10 game changers in my Glissa deck.
yeah.
So, but
So
that's what Lich is, and that's why I welcome that challenge once in a while.
that's right. All right. All right. So we'll end the episode. Do you have any big life updates? I know Tim and I kind of got tired of doing um anti-sponsors because it was always so negative. I need a little
Hmm.
positivity in my life. So any big
Oh
any
God.
big life updates for you?
Oh, I mean, my kid's going to college,
Awesome. Has he
and
picked one?
oh yeah, he's already been accepted into Rensselaer Polytech Institute.
Oh, congratulations, man. That's a good school.
It is.
What's
So
he
he's
going
going
for?
for aerospace engineering.
Wow, you got a nerd over there.
He is very applied. Yes.
That's
So
awesome.
but he no, he's so we're pretty much getting ready for graduation at this point in time. Um so that's probably the big positive right now. But I'm just always busy, so
Mm-hmm.
again, I got a lot going on.
I mean, but that's impressive, man. Congratulations to you and your son.
Thank you, thank you. So so no, that's probably my biggest life update right now. I know nobody knows anything about my life updates because I'm not around too often. Only when you get desperate.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
So how
I
about
know.
you?
I messaged you yesterday. I forgot about
Mhm.
today. You would have. For me, my son's going into kindergarten in the fall, so
Oh,
that's exciting. Yep, he got into school we wanted him to go to, so very happy about that.
that is exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So who gets
Uh,
to break the grandparents?
what's that?
Who gets to break the grandparents?
Who gets the break? My bank account for not having to
Oh,
pay for daycare anymore. Dude, I'm looking at it, man. I'm looking at how much money I'm going to be saving.
so you're
Like,
gonna be buying more cards.
I, if my wife had anything to say about it, it's more trips to Disney World. Let's be real here. It's going to be me buying a box of Star Wars Shatterpoint once every 3 months and then trips to Disney World.
I mean, you got to catch up on your paint jobs first.
I do. I do. Yeah, but they got all of like the Rogue One sets are coming out soon.
Well, it's
Which
because Andor season 2 is out. That's why.
honestly probably so um they have the Krennic box coming out beginning of May, and then there's Cassian Andor coming out at the same time, and then Jyn Erso box is coming out a little bit later. So like they're Bing Bang Boom all in line with probably in line with Andor, which makes sense. But no, and this coming weekend, so the day that this episode's going live, my brother and I are going to be putting together a playground for the
Nice.
little guy. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, we just got rid of
Um,
ours.
I mean that makes sense, right? I
Yeah.
figure like it's a decent sized one. I figure if we get a good like 5 or 6 years of play out
Yeah.
of it from him, then it was worth the investment.
Yeah, we got 6 out of ours.
Yeah, which okay, I can live with that.
Yeah.
But so I've been like slowly putting the side pieces together like over the past week and a half, like the rock wall and the spiral slide and things like that. So I've been like piecing it together, but this coming weekend, my brother's coming up, and that's when we're actually going to build the frame, get the platforms in, get the roof on, stuff like that. So,
Avoid nails.
oh yes, I will attempt my best to avoid all nails. It was actually a screw,
Oh, okay.
but regardless,
Yeah.
I have to do a lot of screws on this thing.
Yeah.
It's going to be my PTSD is going to be going crazy.
All right. One last question for me.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy coming out. Any thoughts?
I was never big into Final Fantasy.
You're gonna save yourself a lot of money, sir.
Probably. I mean, I'm sure the cards are going to be really cool. Like, I played, the most that I played Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
Okay.
Which was a ton of fun. Like,
Yeah.
great game. But, like, the PlayStation Final Fantasies and the NES Final Fantasies and all those, never got into them.
That's fair. That's fair. So you're gonna be saving yourself some money. Good for you.
I will take it when I can. I need to be able to pay for the Disney trips.
Yes.
Cool. Well, Ryan, thank you for joining.
Thank you for having
It's
me.
always a pleasure to have you on here. We'll make sure Tim goes on more vacations.
I don't think we need to do anything with that. He's fine there.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll keep going on vacations. Cool. And maybe I'll have you back this Thursday too.
Sure. I'll be
I
here.
don't know. You want to play a video game?
We could talk it out.
We'll talk it out. Cool. All right. Well, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for listening. I think that'll wrap it up for this week. So until next time, I'm Chris.
And I'm Ryan.
And this is Casual Commander.
We love you.
Dude, the harmonics in that were good, man. That was